Well, thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like and subscribe. When you subscribe, click the little notifications bell and you'll hear about our future videos. 2018 flew by. It was a real whirlwind of a year. We live in Kitchener, and this is what it's like sometimes in Kitchener, but now it started looking more like this, and it was getting cold and depressing, so we decided to take a trip south to the States. We went to take a look at the Saguaro Cactus. Here they are in the park. Beautiful park with lots of Saguaro cactus. Some of these are 200 years old. Here I got a shot of the cactus with the sun coming through and some flare from my lens. I love that. I love the color effects. I like black and white too. This is sort of a prototype cactus. This is what I was looking for, the one with the two arms and little piece up. Some of these guys are different. It takes about 80 years for the cactus to put out the first arm. This is a fairy duster, a very amazing plant that I saw there. We drove through the Joshua forest, and here's one of the Joshua trees. These are amazing. This was the purpose of my trip, to go see the Bristlecone forest. Here we are, we're 10,000 feet up on a mountain. These trees are 6,500 years old, and it is cold. The air is thin. I walked around here shooting video, and I had sore lungs. My chest was sore for about 2 weeks after that trip. Here some people are going for a horse ride on the beach. Now why wouldn't you want to do that? Just imagine. They pull up in their horse trailers, get a couple horses out, and go for a ride down the beach. We spent a couple days along Big Sur, camping out there. The waves coming in, the surf, it's fantastic. I actually met a homeless guy living here, and he shared his shore lunch with me. He was making crab legs and mussels, cooking them up in some sauce. They were pretty good. This is the beach. We went to a nice fish and chip shop there and got some fish and chips along the way too. You're right along the coast here. This is the Pacific Coast. We drove Highway 1. We're getting very close to Big Sur now. The sun's going down. Look at that house. Can you imagine living there right on the ocean? What a view you'd have every day, and a lot of privacy too, because, well, it's all fenced off. Now we're in Death Valley. This is the Artist's Palette. The sun's going down, and when the sun goes down in Death Valley, the colors really come out. Here's some star trails and jet tracks. Sun's rising in the desert. Look at this. I'm going to go out and trudge along the dunes and look for some pictures here. It's hard to find a place where you don't have footprints in the sand, but I did find some. Then we went to Utah. We're at Arches Park. Got some fantastic pictures in Arches Park as well. It was fantastic. Look at that stone arch. I was right underneath it. Now I was pretty scared, but little kids are running all around, jumping and not having any fears at all. Here's the stars behind the arch. These fellows that I met from India were lighting up the arch with flashlights, so I got some photographs like that. Now we drove along. We went through a bit of a sandstorm, snowstorm and whatnot, and we got the Spider Rock overlook. And we went to Monument Valley. Wow, these are the mittens in Monument Valley. I've been here a few times now, and I just love watching the mittens. The sun goes down, everything changes. At night I got the star trails. Now we drove the Grand Staircase Escalante from Boulder to Escalante. It took us about 2 days to do that drive. What an amazing park that is. Here's Horseshoe Bend in Arizona. Fantastic place to be. Lake Powell, we watched the moon rise over Lake Powell. It was fantastic. Sort of a desert here, some of the old trees. This is one of the places in Arizona. We're in Sedona, and this was one of the walks where you could bring your dog along. Bella really enjoyed being able to go along on a walk with us. Lots of nice trails. There's Sedona in the background. We're walking along this trail. We stopped at Montezuma's Castle to get some photographs there and talk to a ranger. Here's a cowboy chasing some longhorns. Fantastic. The fella came over and talked to me a little bit. Apparently I was scaring the cows away from the fence, and that's where he wanted them. He was a great guy, nice to talk to. We went to the petrified forest and saw these petrified trees. Stopped at the Wigwam Motel. Look at there, our van's having a little rest with the other trucks. This is St. Francis Assisi Church in Taos, New Mexico. It's an adobe church. Fantastic church to watch the sun go down. In Roswell, we tried desperately to find aliens, but we did find a nice food truck for some lunch. It's back in Texas here. Old windmill. This is the Elephant Rock, and there's lots of different colors on that rock. It's pretty amazing. There's a couple ghost towns. This was one of the ghost towns we went in, and I got some photographs. This is a cactus flower. Now, I don't know if that's the yellow rose of Texas or not, but it's beautiful. We came home for a while, and then we decided to head east for the summer. So we stopped at my friend Brian Townsend's place in New Brunswick. Had a visit there. Brian's a photographer in Fundy Park. Drove up to the Lansa Meadows, a Viking settlement in Newfoundland. Had a great visit there. It was fantastic. See the little chimney sort of things sticking up out of the Viking houses. We went to Elliston to visit the puffins. I swear these puffins are fantastic. What amazing birds. They're comical looking, and the things they do are unbelievable. Went to Cape St. Mary's Bird Sanctuary. Cape St. Mary's is one of the foremost bird sanctuaries in North America. The park ranger there always has a good time. He remembers me. I've been there so many times. We have a good talk every time I get there. What a place. Look at all those birds, and the sound of it is just amazing. This is just a snail walking across the driveway in my friend's place. Beautiful photograph, I think. Here's Signal Hill, a different angle, super wide with the city in the background. Watching the lights on the harbor. I love Signal Hill. I love St. John's. Look at all these jelly bean houses. It's just amazing to see. We went out fishing on Conception Bay several times, caught lots of fish out there. Here we are at Rose Blanche Lighthouse. I've been to Rose Blanche many times as well, and I like to watch the sun go down there. Stopped in on Prince Edward Island. It's a little bit of a detour to take the ferry across to Prince Edward Island. Peggy's Cove was pretty amazing. This black and white shot shows the fury of the water. Now we stopped in at Brian's place again for a little visit to photograph his hummingbirds. Along the way I saw some sea floats. Then I got a call to come out for the changing of the seasons in Temagami. This is my good friend Alex in Temagami. He puts on the changing of the seasons ceremony every year. Lake Nipissing in North Bay. Amazing sunset there. Just a wonderful time. Now I'm back home in my backyard again. And we got some butterflies. Downtown Kitchener's really changing. Doesn't look like Kitchener anymore. It's starting to get a big town look to it. The Google building in downtown. My friend Father Toby Collins put on the midnight mass at St. Mary's Church in Kitchener. They really do a nice job. The organ, choir. There's the beautiful moon coming up. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please come on back, like, and subscribe.